Ladies and gentlemen, the Provost of New York University, David W. McLaughlin.
Here now, in the presence of candidates for academic recognition, members of the faculty and administration, alumni, trustees, honored guests, and friends of New York University. The 177th Commencement is hereby convened.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the national anthem led by Catherine Heaton of the Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development, who today receives her master's degree in music. Ladies and gentlemen, Chair of the Board of Trustees of New York University, Martin Lipton.
On behalf of the New York University Board of Trustees, I extend greetings to all of you, honorees, graduates, parents, family, and friends. Today is a momentous day in your lives, and it is made all the more special because you, the members of the class of 2009, are now forever bound in NYU's long and proud tradition of excellence. Founded in 1831, NYU's first entering class had 108 students. Today, we stand as the largest private university in the nation. An institution with 50,000 students strong, with a campus that occupies 5 major centers in Manhattan and more than 30 locations for study abroad, including Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. Under the leadership of John Sexton, the 15th president of NYU, and one of the world's great scholars and educators, we are deeply engaged in building a global university for the 21st century. Interconnected campuses on 5 continents, stretching from Washington Square to Madrid, to Accra, to Abu Dhabi, to Shanghai to Buenos Aires. Its faculty and students will have ever-increasing options to engage with other peoples and cultures through teaching and study abroad, indeed to become in and of the world, to steal John Sexton's use of in and of the city. With all of these advances, the university has remained true to our founders' vision to be a private university in the public service. You graduate today in an uncertain world. The United States and the rest of the world are in the midst of an economic crisis of historic proportions, clearly the most severe since the crash of 1929 and the Great Depression that followed. Fortunately, the nation, led by our new president, has taken effective action to stop the decline. Hopefully, we are approaching a period of stabilization from which we can renew the American dream of a continuously better life for all people. We who are responsible for your education are confident that no matter how uncertain the world, you are launched into it equipped with a superb education and experience and friends at NYU that will do you in good stead your entire life. Today, as we honor our graduates, we will also recognize individuals who have made exceptional contributions to their respective fields by conferring 5 honorary degrees and presenting the Louis Rudin Award. And we will be honored and privileged to hear from a great American, the Honorable Hillary Rodham Clinton, our Secretary. Our Secretary of State. We extend warmest congratulations to all of our graduates in the class of 2009. We wish you good luck and Godspeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, member of the Board of Trustees and chair of the Trustee Committee on Alumni Affairs and University Life, H. Dale Hemmerdinger.
Congratulations, you made it! Let's hear it! Come on! You did it! Commencement Day brings us together in a grand celebration of our past and joyful anticipation of our future. On this day, the most memorable day of our academic calendar year. And so, we are proud to pay special tribute to the class of 2009. In the form of a commencement video featuring graduate students from each of our schools and some very special alumni and friends who wanted to send greetings and congratulations to all of you, the graduates of 2009. These men and women capture the essence of our unique community. They are a collection of spectacular individuals whose wealth of intellectual and cultural diversity comprises a brilliant and vibrant microcosm of our city and our world. I invite you, the class of 2009, to take special note of the extraordinary alumni who we have selected to represent all of you graduates who have gone before you, alumni who number over 360,000 and hail from all the corners of the world. Please direct your attention to the Diamond Vision screen behind me. Congratulations, welcome new alumni, the class of 2009. You made it!
College of Arts and Science.
I'm Brian from the School of Continuing and Professional Studies.
My name is Nora Dye and I'm at Gallatin.
I'm from the NYU School of Medicine.
And I'm from the Wagner School of Public Service.
The College of Nursing.
The Silver School of Social Work.
Tisch School of the Arts, 2009. Oh!
I'm Sarah, I'm from Steinhardt.
I'm Richard, from Stern.
The NYU School of Law.
Graduating from the College of Dentistry.
And I'm from the Quran Institute of Mathematical Sciences.
I am so excited to be graduating. I can't believe we made it this far. It was a lot of hard work.
We pushed ourselves to be better students and better learners.
Amazing friends, amazing teachers.
Every kind of person, every kind of skill.
A lot of energy, a lot of passion.
There's all kinds of different races, religions, backgrounds.
I learned how to handle sleep deprivation.
I've learned how to bike in traffic.
I've learned about nonlinear partial differential equations.
I learned how to sing. We're graduating and I'm so happy that we're finally getting out of here. No, I'm not. That's a lie.
I remember when I first helped deliver a baby, and all I could think in my head was, don't drop the baby, because they're really pretty slippery.
One thing I'm going to remember the most about NYU is the kind of moments at home when I realized, I think I know what I'm doing.
Not sleeping.
Coffee, lots of caffeine.
Oh, late night studying at Bob's. Or is it Bob's? We all say it differently, but that's okay.
I'm really excited to graduate, but I'm also really sad to have to leave.
I'm really going to miss the camaraderie of the student population.
My professors, for sure, my amazing mentors and advisors.
Being able to complain to a bunch of people about how busy I am, how tired I am.
I've had an opportunity to be exposed to a lot of different things, a lot of different cultures.
I will miss the chance to read and read and read and talk and debate.
I'm going to miss being challenged every day.
I'll just miss this place. I mean, this place has been great to me for the last 4 years.
I think I'm going to miss the people.
My friends, the school, and the city.
The quesadillas at Kimmel, that's real. That's honesty. Those quesadillas are really good.
I'm really going to miss trying to convince my friends to let me stick needles in their mouth. I would like to thank my family for letting me move to New York City.
Mom, Dad.
Especially Granny. Thanks for helping me get through, Granny.
The faculty here at NYU, I think they've been great teachers and mentors for all of us.
All of my fellow students, all of NYU for this wonderful opportunity to just be here and learn from all of you. Thank you.
I hope my fellow graduates use this luxury of education to do their part in making the world a better place.
I hope that everyone finds what it is that they're really passionate about in life.
Whether or not you're making the amount of money you want to be making or whatever, be happy doing what you are doing.
I have hopes that we're going to go out and change the world.
I hope you guys look back to these 4 years and truly cherish it. It's been a great ride, and I'll miss all of you.
I went to NYU for much of my education. I learned to stay forever hungry to learn more, to not be afraid to try and to fail. And I learned to appreciate how collaboration and sharing are as much a part of learning as individual talent or genius. I learned how much there was I didn't know, and I learned to enjoy the pleasure of asking and trying and testing.
It's simply a matter of giving back. I've been fortunate, I've been successful, and then I go, well, where would I like to direct this giving back? And to me, the very obvious choice was NYU. It's part of my heart.
The law school at New York University has expanded my horizons, and I'm very proud of being a graduate, and I get a great deal of admiration and respect from people when they find out that I was a graduate of New York University Law School.
NYU is something that is near and dear to my heart. My mother graduated from NYU in 1929, and I have a daughter who's a student at NYU. So they certainly have changed my life, and I suppose you can give them credit for me being mayor. After all, if they hadn't educated my mother, who knows what she would have done? Probably not met my father, and I wouldn't be here, and you wouldn't have this mayor to kick around anymore.
When I came to NYU, I came to a very different kind of campus. And it was exciting to me that our teachers would send us out into the city to go to different lectures, to see different concerts, performances, and to bring that information back into the classroom. And I think NYU is definitely a university without walls, and the city is the campus of NYU. How rich is that for young people?
Well, I've been most fortunate in my life, and by good fortune was coming to America, coming to NYU. The school has changed to being a national and international school and acquiring a reputation. I notice the New York Times likes to quote some professor. It used to be professor from Columbia. Now it's mostly from NYU.
The school is so important to me, it changed my whole life.
Education is critical, and today's graduates are armed with the best of the best. Congratulations to all of you, and I am wishing you only the best in the coming years as you begin yet another new era of your life. Congratulations.
I have a lot of pride in being affiliated with NYU, because I've been affiliated with NYU during this period when they turned an enormous corner. And they went from being a really, really, really good school to becoming what they are now, which is a great school.
Congratulations, class of 2009.
Congratulations.
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 Muchas felicidades a la clase de 2009.
Congratulations, class of 2009! Woohoo!
Sorry, was that loud?
Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah A. Lamorte, Senior Vice President for University Development and Alumni Relations.
Congratulations, graduates. I would now like to ask Trustee William C. Rudin to escort the 2009 recipient of the Lewis Rudin Award, Chancellor Joel I. Klein, to the lectern and join President John Sexton for the presentation. The Rudin Award is presented to an individual whose exemplary achievements in the public realm reflect and advance the extraordinary spirit of Lewis Rudin. Quintessential New Yorker, distinguished alumnus, valued trustee, and devoted friend of New York University.
Joel I. Klein, as Chancellor of the New York City Department of Education for 7 years and an outstanding leader in public education, you bring honor and pride to New York City. Your efforts are transforming the nation's largest public school system and assuring New York City families of their essential right to better, safer, and higher quality schools. A native New Yorker and a graduate of William Cullen Bryant High School in Queens, you went on to graduate magna cum laude from Harvard Law School, spent 2 decades in public and private legal work, and served our country as Assistant Attorney General in the Clinton administration. With any number of career options open to you, you chose instead to heed Mayor Bloomberg's call and give back to our city. You have served our city as an educator in the public school classroom, teaching math to 6th graders in Queens, and now as a capable, compassionate leader who has embraced the vibrant and diverse tapestry of our public school system and has partnered with institutions like NYU to make it better. Your wisdom and keen business acumen are manifest in the groundbreaking initiatives you've implemented, particularly your comprehensive education reform program, Children First, which has encouraged the role of parents and bolstered the achievements of both students and principals alike. You have set the benchmark for other urban school systems, and your firm belief that education powers the world affirms our shared dedication to students in this great metropolis. Joel, my friend, for your many contributions to New York City and your staunch commitment to our educational system, we proudly present to you the Lewis Rudin Award for exemplary service to New York City. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ellen Shaw, Dean of the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service, who will present the student speaker.
And Kate Otto from the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service. It gives me particular pleasure to introduce Kate, whom I know well and adore, as the 2009 Commencement student speaker. She graduated from our own College of Arts and Sciences and completed her master's studies this year at Wagner through our dual degree BA/MPA program. It is difficult to imagine one student representing all of the extraordinary NYU graduates here today. But in so many ways, Kate represents so much of what we see in all of you. Kate is an academic star, a Reynolds Scholar, a Truman Scholar, and now a Luce Scholar. She has an extraordinary commitment to public service, having served as the college director for Keep a Child Alive, a nonprofit that provides life-saving treatment and care to children and their families with HIV/AIDS in Africa and the developing world. And she is the ultimate citizen of the world, studying at NYU Ghana, spending a summer in Tanzania, and now on her way to Asia to expand her global perspective on HIV/AIDS. Driven to excel, eager to embrace the world, and infused with passion, Kate does indeed represent the best of our graduates. I look forward to hearing from her. Kate?
Thank you. Good morning, family and friends, honored guests, esteemed faculty, my fellow students, and graduates. Congratulations. I am deeply honored to speak on behalf of the NYU student body this morning. Because we come together as an incredibly diverse crowd, I want to begin with a common thread that ties us all together at this moment in history. In the months leading up to our graduation, we have all been witness to the unfolding of a global economic crisis. Onlookers pity the misfortune of the class of 2009, our graduating class, for having to enter the job market amid such chaos and instability. But today, I want to challenge you to think instead, what an incredibly opportune time at which to graduate. Now, you might think I'm overly optimistic because I am genuinely excited about graduating at this time. But let me explain to you why I see now as an auspicious moment for us to leave the security of the classroom and to dive headfirst into this storm. Like many of you, I chose to study abroad in my time at NYU. The places that I lived and worked, Ghana, Tanzania, and South Africa, there people placed a high premium on community over the individual. In Ghanaian culture, there is a symbol called sankofa, usually represented by a bird with its head twisted backwards towards its tail. And sankofa means you must know where you have been in order to know where you're going. And to know where you've been implies that you know the people who have made you who you are. Because as much as we in America like to promote the individual, we sometimes forget that we've only achieved what we have because of the people who have brought us this far. And that grand failures, like our current crisis, are often the result of individuals thinking they're more important than the community. And so, thank you. I am confident that we as NYU students will be just fine because we understand how to build communities, because we've been forced to do so in the most unlikely of circumstances. Now, NYU communities are certainly not traditional. For example, as a college community, this is the first time we've ever gathered in a sports stadium together. Although not traditional, our communities are durable because they stand the test of diversity, of distance, and of conflicting vision. In a traditional sense, community implies homogeneity, people who share characteristics, appearances, and styles. But as an NYU student community, we are 40,000 unique individuals strong. We represent every state in this country and 133 foreign countries. Our backgrounds span the entire socioeconomic spectrum, and we represent every race, religion, and sexual orientation. In a traditional community, community also implies proximity, like that of a college campus. But at NYU, we have no college campus to speak of. Students at NYU live in the Village, East and West. We live uptown, we live downtown, we live in Brooklyn, we live in the Bronx, we live in Queens, Staten Island, Long Island, New Jersey. Our classrooms span several neighborhoods in Manhattan and over 30 international centers. And lastly, traditionally, community usually implies agreement upon protocol and behaviors. But as an NYU student body, we oftentimes disagree with each other and even with the administration. However, rather than feel lost amidst our diversity, or disconnected across our global campus, or angry about our disagreements, instead, NYU students have overcome these factors and owned these factors and created communities based on our skills, our interests, our talents, our passions, and our philosophies. So why is our ability to create community so important right now? Because as institutions are falling apart, what we need more than anything is to come together. Millions of people have lost their homes and their jobs. Millions of people are unable to access medical care. And frankly, billions of people around the world are unable to access even the most basic of life's commodities. The every man for himself mentality has already failed us. We must understand that we are all connected, and that inevitably, the way we treat other people is the way that we will find ourselves being treated. What people need in a crisis is more than a bailout check. People need attention to their humanity and relationships through which they can express and deal with their pain. And so I implore you to care and care passionately about something bigger than yourself, about something that connects you to other people, and to channel your compassion in creative and sustainable ways to begin rebuilding our broken systems. And as we rebuild, we must do so with integrity, courage, and kindness. The integrity to be open and honest with each other at all times, the courage to stand up against one another when we see wrongdoing within our own community, and the kindness to understand that at the end of the day, we are all just looking for the same basic security. And as we face the challenges ahead in the job market and far beyond, I ask you not to make excuses, but to make decisions. Decide to be members and leaders of strong communities. And in light of such an incredible opportunity, to rebuild, and to truly make history, I hope you agree with me. What an incredibly opportune time at which to graduate. Congratulations, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, those who are about to receive honorary degrees will now be presented to President Sexton. Diane Yu, Chief of Staff and Deputy to the President, will call upon distinguished members of the university community to present and escort the honorary degree candidates. Assisting with the investiture will be Provost David W. McLaughlin.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Daniel Stein, Dean for Science, Professor of Physics and Mathematics in the Faculty of Arts and Science, who will present the candidate for the Doctor of Science. Will Trustee J.M. Furman please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Albert Fert, renowned physicist, celebrated citizen of France, with a self-described passion for jazz, photography, and film. You are a pioneer in the extraordinary explosion of knowledge in condensed matter physics. Professor of physics at Université Paris-Sud, where you earned your PhD, you won the 2007 Nobel Prize in Physics for your discovery of giant magnetoresistance, which has transformed our basic theoretical understanding of electron transport in ferromagnetic solids and led to the creation of spintronics, a forefront area of research and development in applied quantum mechanics and materials science. Your stunning achievement, showing us how to exploit the spin of electrons to alter the magnetic and electrical response of certain materials, was the first step on the path of controlling an electrical current using this influence and leading to a breathtaking array of practical applications, from generating electrical signals that computers read, to the fast rise in the density of stored information, to the extension of hard disk technology, to consumer electronics. A deeply generous and inspiring colleague, mentor, and teacher, you have been a frequent visitor to NYU, sharing our love for New York City and Greenwich Village, and for 3 decades have been closely associated and in fruitful collaboration with colleagues and students in our Department of Physics.
Albert Fert, through your masterful exploitation of the very essence of matter, yours has been an essential role in the noble effort of humankind to transmit and store more effectively the precious commodity of knowledge. By virtue of the authority vested in me by New York University, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Robert Byrne, Senior Vice President for Health, who will present the candidate for the Doctor of Humane Letters. Would Trustee Constance Silver please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Jessie Christine Gruman, social psychologist, founder, president, and executive director of the independent, nonpartisan, Washington-based Center for Advancing Health. You have spearheaded the effort to create an America where all are prepared to live a healthy life and make effective choices about their health care. Born in Berea, Kentucky, educated at Vassar College, You went on to Columbia University, where you earned your PhD. As project officer for the National Cancer Institute, you designed and implemented a vibrant 9-year effort to reduce national smoking prevalence through policy change, advocacy, and citizen involvement. Professorial lecturer at the George Washington University, highly sought after keynote speaker, esteemed journalist and author, you have written that you, quote, want people to know how to take care of themselves and pay attention to the urgency of their situation even when their heart is broken, end quote. Your unique collection of personal stories and hard scientific information is called Aftershock: What to Do When the Doctor Gives You or Someone You Love a Devastating Diagnosis. A critically acclaimed book that includes the searing account of your own amazing journey through illness, and one that is considered to be as essential for our health as bandages and aspirin.
Jessie Christine Gruman, you have empowered Americans to be wiser health consumers in order to increase the quality and span of life, even as you have fought to eliminate health disparities for all. By virtue of the authority vested in me by New York University, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Brooke Kroger, Associate Professor of Journalism, Director, Arthur L. Carter Journalism Institute, Faculty of Arts and Science, who will present the candidate for the Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee J. Stein please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Helen Thomas, Dean of the White House Press Corps, you have called your beloved profession of journalism a magnificent obsession, and it has been so for you for more than 6 decades. Born in Winchester, Kentucky, to Lebanese immigrants, raised in Detroit, you graduated from Wayne State University and began your ascent in the Fourth Estate. From copy girl to cub reporter to UPI White House correspondent and bureau chief, Hearst columnist and author, you hold the patent on old-fashioned reporting that we call shoe leather. Always a colleague held in good standing, if not in awe by the boys, you nonetheless led the charge to open the profession and its clubs to women, covering the administrations of no fewer than 10 presidents of the United States, starting with JFK. You have had literally a front row seat for the major events of the last half of the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st, from the Bay of Pigs to the Civil Rights Movement, to the Vietnam War, to the collapse of the Soviet Union, to the rise of terrorism. Author of a memoir and a subject of a documentary, you have earned deep admiration and profound respect from the citizens you serve and even from the elected officials you have covered.
Helen Thomas, yours has been an extraordinary career in journalism. Ever a reporter at the top of your game, your trademark, thank you, Mr. President, signaled the end of hundreds of White House press conferences. By virtue of the authority invested in me by New York University, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Mr. President, I should like to introduce Terrence P. Moran, Professor of Media Ecology, the Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development, who will present the candidate for the Doctor of Letters. Will Trustee Maria Bartiromo please escort the candidate to the lectern?
John Patrick Shanley. First and foremost, what we Irish call a seanachie, a storyteller, a writer and director of plays and films. You have crafted words that sing on stage and screen across America and around the world. In the preface to your magnificent play, Doubt, a parable, winner of 6 major awards, including the Tony Award and the Pulitzer Prize, you wrote these words: "Life happens when the tectonic power of your speechless soul breaks through the dead habits of the mind. You are of Irish heritage, a native son of the Bronx, and a fellow Marine Corps veteran whose 30 stage plays and 9 screenplays have been spectacular contributions to American storytelling, with such highlights as Danny and the Deep Blue Sea on stage, and the now classic film Moonstruck, which won you an Academy Award. Most recently, the screen version of Doubt was nominated for 5 Academy Awards. For these accomplishments, you have been elected a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and have justly received the 2009 Award for Lifetime Achievement in Writing from the Writers Guild of America. The Steinhardt School proudly claims you as a model university citizen, a major contributor to American storytelling, and our 1977 valedictory graduate in dramatic arts in educational theater.
John Patrick Shanley, esteemed alumnus, prodigious talent, humanist, you urge us to engage in the hard and passionate exercise of doubting our certainties and thereby exchange the easy answer for deeper, more penetrating wisdom. By virtue of the authority vested in me by New York University, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Mr. President, I should now like to introduce Ellen Schall, Dean of the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service, who will present the candidate for the Doctor of Laws. Will Trustee Khaldoun Khalifa Al-Mubarak please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Rodham Clinton, Secretary of State of the United States. You have earned this nation's and the world's esteem throughout your nearly 4 decades as advocate, attorney, First Lady, United States Senator, and now Chief Architect of American Foreign Policy. Educated at Wellesley College and Yale Law School, you have, with discipline and passion, warmth and wit, brought your keen intellect and sound judgment to bear upon critical public issues, and infused your many distinguished efforts with elegance and power. Lifelong champion for children and families, you also injected vigor into the world's struggle for women's rights when you spoke out in Beijing as First Lady. And you remain a luminous star in the crucial constellation of human rights defenders. As our senator, you helped us rebuild New York after 9/11, and you reached across party lines to expand economic opportunity and develop support for quality, affordable health care. Moreover, your historic campaign for your party's 2008 presidential nomination inspired millions. And hasten the day when a woman will hold the highest office in the land. As Secretary of State, you have spoken of the need to wield what you have called smart power, and thereby are renewing the world's respect for our nation through initiatives that engender economic advancement, tolerance, and mutual understanding.
Hillary Rodham Clinton, a role model for us all, a magnificent New Yorker who embodies the state's motto, Excelsior, a deeply loyal and cherished friend of NYU, and I must say, of my family. You have helped define and achieve a better America and a better world. By virtue of the authority vested in me by New York University, I am pleased and honored to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Honorable Hillary Rodham Clinton, Secretary of State, who will respond on behalf of the honorary degree recipients.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, and does it get any better than this? A graduation ceremony for one of the great universities in the world, in the home of the New York Yankees. Nothing could beat that. And thanks to all of you for cheering a visitor. I didn't realize that was permitted in Yankee Stadium. I am honored to receive this degree, and on behalf of the other honorees, I say thank you. Thank you for giving us this singular privilege of being part of this commencement ceremony. As I look out at this huge crowd of graduates, family, and friends, I can only reflect on what an extraordinary moment in history. You are receiving your degrees, a moment in time of our country and the world where your talents and your energy, your passion and commitment is more needed than ever. There is no doubt that you are well prepared for a world that seems somewhat uncertain, but which will welcome the education, that you have received on behalf not only of yourselves and your families, but your communities and your country. As Secretary of State, I am well aware of the challenges that we face. You, as new graduates in your generation, will be up against those challenges: climate change and hunger, extreme poverty and extreme ideologies, new diseases, and nuclear proliferation. But I am absolutely convinced that you and we are up to the task. There is no problem we face here in America or around the world that will not yield to human effort, to cooperation, to positive interdependence that makes clear humanity is going on, our challenges are ones that summon the best of us, and we will make the world better tomorrow than it is today. Now, I know that it is fashionable in commencement speeches to be idealistic, and that may sound so. But at the root of my conviction is a strong sense of reality. Because you see, I don't think we have a choice. We can sit on the sidelines, we can wring our hands, we can retreat into cynicism, and we know what the results will be. We will cede the field to those whose ideologies are absolutely anathema to people of conscience and faith all over the world. So our positive interdependence, which is a fact, will prepare us to meet these challenges, but they can no longer be seen just as government to government. There is a time and an opportunity, and with the new technologies available, for us to be citizen diplomats, citizen activists, to solve problems one by one that will give in to hard work, patience, and persistence, and will then aggregate to the solutions we seek. Now, I know we cannot send a special envoy to negotiate with a pandemic, or call a summit with carbon dioxide, or sever relations with the global financial crisis. To confront these threats and to seize the opportunities that they also present, we need to build new partnerships from the bottom up, and to use every tool at our disposal. That is the heart of smart power. But smart power requires smart people. People who have gone the distance for their education, who have opened themselves up to this increasingly complex and interconnected world. And this changing global landscape requires us to expand our concept of diplomacy. Now, when I was graduating so many years ago, diplomacy was the domain of privileged men working behind closed doors. Today, our diplomats are not limited, and our diplomacy is no longer confined to the State Department or our embassies. We are laying the foundation for 21st century statecraft. Where? In the classrooms of NYU, in the boardrooms of the businesses of this great city, in the halls of academia, in the operating rooms of our great hospitals. We are looking for those personal commitments and connections, and that is where all of you come in. The biggest challenges we face today will be solved by the 60% of the world's population under the age of 30. And already, young people like all of you are using their talents and ingenuity to help fashion their own brand of service and diplomacy. A few examples. In the nation of Colombia, 2 young college graduates fed up with the violence in their country used Facebook to organize 14 million people into the largest anti-terrorism demonstrations in the history of the world. In a few short weeks, their peaceful efforts did as much damage to the terrorist networks as years of military action. I know that one of your graduates spent months on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro searching for sustainable development models to bring to women and families and help them lift themselves out of poverty. Another of your classmates was studying in China last year when the devastating earthquake struck. And that has led to work ever since to deliver supplies and assistance to villagers in remote areas. International students have gone on to fight for human rights in Rwanda, build civil society in the nation of Georgia, run businesses and lead governments. And many of you, I know, use social networking platforms to make Barack Obama the President of the United States of America. President Obama and I deeply understand how important it is for the young people of our country, but the young people of every country, to be given the opportunity to translate your beliefs and ideals into service and action. Just as John Kennedy did when he created the Peace Corps, and as President Bill Clinton did when he created AmeriCorps. This is in the tradition of citizen service. So we need to figure out ways to prepare all of our institutions of government, including and especially the State Department, to harness the efforts of those who do not enter the Foreign Service, but still engage in your own type of foreign service. Our State Department personnel are skilled, dedicated, passionate, and effective. And for those of you still looking for jobs, we are hiring a new generation of diplomats. I hope many of you will join our ranks in the Foreign Service and the Civil Service, but I know that not all will choose to become professional diplomats, and I also know that the State Department alone cannot tackle these great problems. So my message to you today is this: be the special envoys of your ideals. Use the communication tools at your disposal to advance the interests of our nation and humanity everywhere. Be citizen ambassadors, using your personal and professional lives to forge global partnerships built on a common commitment to solving our planet's common problems. By creating your own networks, you can extend the power of governments to meet the needs of this and future generations. You can help lay the groundwork for the kind of global cooperation that is essential if we wish in our time to end hunger and defeat disease, to combat climate change, and to give every child the chance to live up to his or her God-given potential. This starts with opportunities for educational exchanges, the kind of dorm room and classroom diplomacy that NYU is leading on. I want to commend my friend, your president, the trustees of this great university, for understanding and believing in the importance of educational exchanges. You know, study abroad is like spring training for this century. It helps you develop the fundamentals, the teamwork, and the determination to succeed. And we want more American students to have that opportunity. That's why we are increasing funding for Gilman scholarships by more than 40%. More than 400 New Yorkers have used Gilman scholarships to spend a semester abroad, including 9 students from NYU last year. Now, of course, study abroad is a two-way street, and we should bring more qualified students from other countries to study here. NYU provides a prime example of what international students can bring to a campus and how they can benefit themselves and their countries. Over 700,000 international students came to the United States last year, and NYU had the second largest number of any school in the country. Now, the benefits from such exchanges are so great that I am committed to streamline the visa process. Particularly for science and technology students, so that even more qualified students will come to our campuses in the future. We're also doing more to marry technology with global service. That's why today I am pleased to announce that over the next year, the State Department will be creating virtual student foreign service internships to harness the energy of a rising generation of citizen diplomats. Working from college and university campuses, American students will partner with our embassies abroad to conduct digital diplomacy that reflects the realities of the networked world. And you can learn more about this initiative on the State Department's website. But I know that you don't have to wait for us to create a new program. When you go home today, go online and find the website called Kiva, K-I-V-A, where you can help someone like San Ma, a mother in Vietnam who is seeking a microcredit loan to buy rice seed and fertilizer for her family farm. Or log on to Heifer International's site, and for less than the cost of a dinner out, you can donate a flock of geese to a hungry family in Asia or Africa. Or help Wangari Maathai's Greenbelt movement in planting trees and offsetting carbon emissions and empowering women in Africa. Now, supporting these projects and others like them doesn't require a lot of time or money, but for the people you help and the planet you protect, your participation can be not just a game changer, but a life changer. Global service also means promoting good governance. We need informed citizens, both here at home and around the world, to hold their governments accountable for getting results and finding solutions. And this is not only directed at the graduates today, but there are a lot of proud mothers and fathers and husbands and wives and grandparents and children and others who have seen you to this day. And this is an offer and a challenge to all of us. In the times that we face, we know we don't have a person to waste. We don't have an idea to overlook. In fact, we have to be even more committed to reaching out and crossing the divides that too often separate us. For those who have come to this country to celebrate a child or a friend's graduation, please take home this message. America, more than ever, wants your help, in fact, needs your help as we build these new partnerships and as we seek solutions to the global crises that cannot be solved by any one people or one government alone. We need each other. We always have. It's just so much more apparent today. A flu starting in one country spreads quickly around the world. An extremist ideology starting with a few people explodes across the internet. A global financial crisis affects farmers and small business people in every corner of the globe. That is a new reality. But equally important is that we also now have the tools to work together to forge this common approach to these common threats. So class of 2009, you have an historic opportunity. Every class is told that, and to some extent, I suppose it is always true. But just in the course of this commencement ceremony, you've heard several references to the global economic crisis. The times that you are graduating in are, yes, perhaps more difficult and somewhat more daunting. But that's when we really rise together. And one of the best lines from one of my favorite baseball movies, A League of Their Own, said it well. If it were easy, anybody could do it. You know, when the Yankees moved into their old stadium next door in 1923, there was only one person on the roster from west of St. Louis. Their team mostly looked the same, talked the same, and came from the same kind of cities and towns and rural areas across America. Think about the team that plays in this new stadium. It includes players from Mexico, Japan, Taiwan, Panama, 4 other countries. The Dominican Republic alone is home to 7 Yankees. In the same way, NYU has evolved as well. The university was founded to serve the city of New York. Today, it serves the world. We know that there is much yet ahead that none of us can predict. There is no way to stop change. Change will come. What is unknown is whether it will bring progress or not. But you have done what you needed to do to get the best insurance policy you could, and that is an NYU education. And so, armed with that education, I have every confidence that you will not only succeed by the dint of your own hard work and effort, but you will contribute far beyond your own personal needs. This is your moment. You've made it to the big leagues, and you are up to bat. Go out and give us a future worthy of this great university, of this great city, of this great country, and of the world we all wish to create together. Thank you, congratulations, and Godspeed.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Secretary Clinton. Thank you to each of the honorary degree recipients. A day like today, with its pageant and ceremony, is a sacramental day. It's a day designed to create memories. And each of you, and you, Secretary Clinton, with that tremendous address to this group assembled, have given us a special memory. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we convene with a great deal of ceremony and even more joy for a rite of passage celebrating the next infusion of talent, knowledge, commitment, and energy from NYU into the world. A priceless gift, frankly, from our university to the future. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate the magnificent class of 2009. Congratulations to you all. Graduates, you and your loved ones live this day as a moment in the unfolding story of your life. You know a past that has brought you here, a present through which you look to the unknown years ahead, and a future that is, we know, full of promise. Those of us who will remain here at NYU live this day in a different way. We're reminded that you, our students, are a large part of what brings value to our lives and our vocation in education. You and your talent are what inspire us to do what we do. Ultimately, you fulfill us, and we fulfill ourselves through you. Such is the life of a university. The rich history of NYU now stretches back more than 175 years to the day that Albert Gallatin founded a university that would be in and of the city. In 1831, New York was a relatively small town. Alexander Cartwright had not yet produced the first rules of modern baseball, which by 1841, 10 years after the founding of this university, was known as the New York game. With a population of 200,000, New York had just surpassed Philadelphia to become the largest city in the country. The United States was still an agrarian society, and frankly, the land between Washington Square Park and this stadium was dedicated completely to farming. But we were different from day one. NYU's story continuously over the decades has been one of redefinition, of constant aspiration, and of a persistent integration with the city that has become, by today, the center of the world. Gallatin and our founders designed a university to capture the fullness of human experience by aligning itself with the fullness of that experience as captured in New York, a city vitalized even then by the hopes and dreams principally of immigrants. That revolutionary notion defines and inspires the NYU today. There are other world cities, but New York City is the first glocal city, global and local simultaneously. Consider this: over 200 countries are represented in the New York City public school system that Joel Klein runs for the children of New York. 200 countries represented by children born in those countries. 140 languages are spoken in New York as the first language of the people speaking them. And over 40% of the citizens of New York City were born in other countries. No other city so represents the cosmos of the human condition, its diversity, its complexity, and its array of aspirations. Not surprisingly, the opportunities that are present here attracted the talented student body we celebrate today. Numbering 15,000 graduates, you range in age from 18 to 69. You hail from all the states and from all the corners of the globe. And as you leave us, you have already experienced and participated in the world you're about to enter. You have learned on one of the greatest human stages available, in a city that is a life force, and an incomparable resource, and a constant source of learning. As you left our buildings, you didn't pass through a gate or walk on grass. You touched the city, and you entered a global village. And you have incorporated that village into the very DNA of your existence. We live, as the Secretary has told us, in an era when the great world has grown small. What happens in distant places is experienced almost everywhere, by almost everybody, immediately and unavoidable. The central challenge of your collective lives in your century will be developing ways to manage in this miniaturized world of immediacy a vast richness of race, of faith, of culture, of thought. If you are to avoid the kind of destructive balkanization that can threaten to shred the fabric of civility on a global scale, you will be forced to create pathways of comprehension and communication across traditional divides. Our university, the lives you have lived here, stand as a rebuke to those who say that balkanization and fragmentation is inevitable, that we are condemned to a clash of civilizations and to living in a jagged world of separateness. In your years here, you have lived in an NYU community and in a city that foreshadows the best of the world to come. You have developed capacities of openness and curiosity. You have forged relationships that have forced you far beyond your comfort zones and the comforts and limits of your own background. And you have experienced the intellectual richness and the personal growth that can come only in a place that is the world in microcosm. As you leave us, take with you not only the great talent you honed here, but also the experience you had here. And take with you what I call NYU's attitudinal endowment, the central importance of encouraging a spirit of creativity and boldness, and a taste for complexity and of discovering the unknown other. We foresee your achievements, your honors, your contributions, and the difference you make. We also realize that sometimes there will be defeats and setbacks along the way. But either way, we hope that you will carry within you the indomitable spirit of NYU. And we want you to know that you're always part of this community, even when you're not physically present in it. And in those inevitable moments when your spirit flags, we invite you to come home to NYU, to return to this place, to touch its grounds, to sense its soul, to get a hug if you wish, and in so doing, recharge what it has meant to you. Know as well the importance to us of your returning again and again, the role, as I say, that you play in renewing and sustaining our vitality and our vocations. You are the pride of what we do. In your years here, you gave so much of mind and spirit and heart to this university, in happy times and on the hardest day. I hope we have given you an education worthy of your talents and aspirations. Congratulations to you and to your loved ones from the NYU family, that other family to which you now indelibly belong.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome graduating students of the class of 2009, the Steinhardt Singers, who will now perform a tribute to New York City and the class of 2009.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York.
These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in the city that
Ladies and gentlemen, the deans of each school will now present their class representatives for all degrees and certificates in course to President Sexton. All candidates and their guests are requested to remain in their seats until the end of the school presentations, followed by the official conferring of all degrees and certificates in course by President Sexton. Matthew S. Santarocco, Dean of the College of Arts and Science.
President Sexton, on behalf of the College of Arts and Science, the founding school of New York University, I am honored to present to you the 2,211 members of the spectacular class of 2009. They have successfully completed the rigorous requirements for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees. I have the pleasure of introducing to you the individual who will receive the Bachelor of Arts diploma on behalf of all her fellow graduates, Monica Peterzak.
Richard L. Revez, Dean of the School of Law.
Mr. President, it is with great pride that I stand here to congratulate the law school class of 2009. 1,033 wonderful candidates from the School of Law will receive their degrees here today and go forth to promote rule of law values in the United States and around the world. President Sexton, I have the honor to present Jianan Chu, who will receive his diploma on behalf of 4 candidates for the Doctor of Juridical Science degree and 553 candidates for the Master of Laws degree. President Sexton, I have the honor to present Rebecca Stone, who will receive her diploma on behalf of 476 candidates for the Juris Doctor degree.
Robert I. Grossman, Dean of the School of Medicine. Before presenting the doctoral candidates to President Sexton, Dean Grossman will lead the candidates in reciting the Oath of Maimonides.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, please rise and read along with me. May the love for my art actuate me at all times. May neither avarice nor miserliness, nor the thirst for glory or a great reputation engage my mind. For the enemies of truth and philanthropy could easily deceive me and make me forgetful of my lofty aim in doing good for my brothers. May I never forget that the patient is a fellow creature in pain, May I never consider him merely a vessel of disease. When wiser men teach me, let me be humble to learn, for the mind of man is puny, and the art of healing is vast. May I have the strength, time, and opportunity always to verify and correct what I have learned and to increase my understanding. May I always be able to discover today the errors of yesterday and to obtain a new light tomorrow on what I think I am sure of today. I have been sanctioned to care for the life and health of man. I am about to fulfill my duties. I am ready for my vocation. Congratulations. Mr. President, in the presence of the prestigious academic community of our university, their fellow graduates, their parents, spouses, relatives, and friends, the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine have accepted the awesome responsibility for the health care of our fellow humans. Mr. President, the 164 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine who have completed with distinction the rigorous and demanding education and training programs of our School of Medicine stand before you. They are highly qualified to accept the responsibility of our profession. As Dean of the School of Medicine, I am happy to present these outstanding men and women, the future leaders of our profession, for conferment of their degree of Doctor of Medicine. It is my honor to present Christopher James Agrusa, who will receive the diploma symbolically on behalf of these graduates. Will the graduates please be seated? Thank you. In addition, Mr. President, we are proud to celebrate 15 graduates of our Masters of Science programs. Our first in clinical investigation prepares physicians for academic careers in translational medicine, translating discoveries from the bench to the bedside and from the bedside to practice. These physician scientists are trained to bridge the gaps in research among basic, clinical, and population sciences. Our other program is in medical education, and it prepares physicians for careers as master educators, as well as researchers and scholars in the field of medical education. I am most pleased to present Dr. Lydia Rolita, who will receive the diploma on behalf of the graduates of these programs. Congratulations to all of you.
Charles N. Bertolami, Dean of the College of Dentistry.
Mr. President, it's my distinct honor to present to you the New York University College of Dentistry and the College of Nursing classes of 2009. I present to you the 77 candidates for the degree of Associate in Applied Science in the field of dental hygiene. These candidates are represented by Ms. Yelena Lang. It's now my privilege to present to you the 270 candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree. Ms. Ingrid Wilson from the College of Nursing. will receive her diploma on behalf of the baccalaureate candidates. Congratulations. Next, I present to you Miss Carrie Wright, who's been selected by the faculty to receive the Master of Science on behalf of our 138 master's degree candidates. Finally, I present to you the 348 candidates for the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery, as well as the 3 candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Dr. Payal Rahul Jain will accept her DDS degree on behalf of the doctoral candidates. Congratulations.
Catherine R. Stimpson, Dean of the Graduate School of Arts and Science.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the 1,768 members of the class of 2009 of the Graduate School of Arts and Science, which includes Arts and Science, Cinema Studies at Tisch, the Courant Institute for Mathematical Sciences, Performance Studies at Tisch, the Institute of Fine Arts, programs in the Dental School, and the Sackler Institute of Basic Medical Sciences. They were all led into the stadium by Gabriel S. Sin of the John W. Draper Interdisciplinary Master's Programs. And I assure you, Mr. President, that all these graduates will bring us the ideas of tomorrow. And now, representing the master students, may I present Esther Hugh-Shee Lee for the master's degree from the Department of Psychology on behalf of the 1,386 candidates for all master's degrees and certificates. And now, Mr. President, may I present for the doctoral degree, Dr. Arthur Plaza from the Institute for French Studies and the Department of History on behalf of the 382 candidates for the PhD.
Mary M. Braybeck, Dean of the Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development.
Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development, I am proud to present graduates who will be leaders in their professions: education, music, psychology, media, health, and art. I certify that all students have met the requirements for their degree programs. Receiving her diploma on behalf of over 600 candidates for the bachelor's degree, I proudly present Savitri Bachchan, who completed her bachelor's degree in speech-language pathology. Mr. President, receiving her diploma on behalf of over 1,600 candidates for the master's degree, I proudly present Kelly Lynn Beidinger, recipient of the Samuel Ashbourne Award for Service and Leadership and co-president of her class. Mr. President, receiving his diploma on behalf of 120 candidates for the doctoral degree, I proudly present Darrell Cleveland Hux, who completed his degree in teaching and learning and was nominated for Steinhardt's 2009 Outstanding Dissertation Award.
Sally Blount Lyon, Dean of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business, Undergraduate College.
Mr. President, I have the privilege of presenting 581 outstanding candidates from the Stern School of Business Undergraduate College who will receive their Bachelors of Science degrees today. Educated in the science of building strong organizations and unleashing the power of markets, they have the intellect and tools to change the world. I have the honor to present our valedictorian, Andrew Goon, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the class.
Thomas F. Cooley, Dean of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business, the home of future visionary leaders of the business world who rebuild the world economy, and the NYU Endowment, I have the pleasure to present 1,200 candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration from 58 countries, 31 candidates for the Master of Science and Global Finance degree, 20 candidates for the degree of Master of Philosophy, and 13 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Mr. President, on behalf of the candidates for the MBA degree, I have the honor to present David Bush, who will receive his diploma on behalf of all of the candidates. And on behalf of all of the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, I have the pleasure to present Ali Yorakoglu.
Robert F. Lappener, Dean of the School of Continuing and Professional Studies.
Mr. President, I have the distinct honor and privilege of presenting to you 1,204 individuals of exceptional merit and determination, the 2009 graduating class of the School of Continuing and Professional Studies. They have earned their associate and baccalaureate degrees, graduate certificates, and master's degrees, having studied at SEPS in supportive learning communities, drawing upon academic scholarship and practitioner expertise. As they join vibrant professional networks, they will shape the future of many dynamic fields that define New York and are essential areas of practice in our interdependent world. Our students merit special praise because so many balance study with full-time career and family responsibilities. Our faculty and staff and I are proud of each and every one of them. Mr. President, 43 students have earned associate degrees from SEPS this year. In the name of all of our associate degree candidates, I am honored to present to you Ann Paula Sherbina, who receives the Associate in Arts from the Paul McGee Division. Mr. President, the 2009 SEPS Baccalaureate class has 339 graduates from the Paul McGee Division and the Preston Robert Tisch Center for Hospitality, Tourism, and Sports Management. On behalf of all of our candidates for the bachelor's degree, I am honored to present to you Chanel Dolbert, who receives the Bachelor of Science in Sports Management and Leisure Studies. Mr. President, the School of Continuing and Professional Studies is pleased to announce that this year's graduate class numbers 818, comprised of 130 recipients of graduate certificates and 688 individuals who have earned Masters of Science and Masters of Arts degrees across 15 distinct professional fields. To represent all of our graduate certificate and master's degree candidates, I take pride in presenting to you Rina Singh, who receives her Master of Science in Human Resource Management and Development.
Ellen Shaw, Dean of the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service.
Mr. President, I am truly honored to present to you the 2009 graduating class of the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service. Erasma Barras Montecholo, President of the Wagner Student Association, led representatives of Wagner's 394 degree candidates into the stadium. Wagner graduates lead change, span sectors, and shape policy locally, nationally, and globally. I have the honor to present Rachel Caitlin Davis, who will receive her diploma on behalf of our candidates for master's degrees in public administration and urban planning. Rachel is receiving an MPA in public and nonprofit management and policy and is an outstanding representative of our master's students. Congratulations, Rachel. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Dr. Thad Calabrese, who will receive his diploma on behalf of our candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Already an assistant professor, Thad is continuing his research on financial aspects of nonprofit regulation and governance. Congratulations, Thad. The 2009 graduating class of the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service.
Suzanne England, Dean of the Silver School of Social Work.
Mr. President, 514 candidates from the Silver School of Social Work will receive their degrees today. Our graduates, having lived and learned in the spirit of service, will put that spirit into action, helping people better care for one another and advancing the cause of social justice. I have the honor to present John Fredrickson, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the 35 candidates for the Bachelor's of Science degree. I have the honor to present Melissa Besaha, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the 468 candidates for the Master of Social Work degree. I have the honor to present Alexis Cuervas, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the 11 candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Mary Schmidt Campbell, Dean of the Tisch School of the Arts.
Sexton, I present to you the extraordinary, the magnificent, the outrageously talented Tisch School of the Arts class of 2009. These are the over 1,300 artists, scholars, and creative thinkers who will reinvent the world with passion and imagination. President Sexton, I am pleased to present Allison Stroker of the Department of Drama, who will receive the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree on behalf of the undergraduates. Allison Stroker is an accomplished actress, singer, writer, and dancer. And yes, I said dancer. She is an inspirational group leader, a person of extraordinary integrity, and one of the fiercest and bravest persons you'll ever meet. President Sexton, Allison Stroker. Of the Department of Graduate Musical Theater Writing, who will receive the Master of Fine Arts degree on behalf of all Tisch graduate students. Among many other pursuits, Hannah has taught in Uruguay and Mexico. A book writer, composer, and lyricist with a passion for the arts and arts education, Hannah is a born leader. She spent this year serving as the president of the Tisch Graduate Student Organization and collaborating on a musical about the last days of Leonardo da Vinci. President Sexton, Hannah Cole.
Suzanne L. Wolford, Dean of the Gallatin School of Individualized Study.
Mr. President, 532 candidates from the Gallatin School of Individualized Study will receive their degrees here today. I am proud to present this creative and accomplished group of bachelor's and master's students to you. These students have individually designed their concentrations, creatively completed their colloquia or theses, and concluded their studies with excellence and with panache. They stepped outside of commonly defined fields of study, and they lived up to the promise of their challenging interdisciplinary plans. They are border crossers and boundary questioners. As they leave the university, they will continue testing conventional ideas and expectations and inventing new answers. I know they will all continue to be an inspiration to us all. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Charles Gelman, who will receive his diploma on behalf of 439 candidates for the Bachelor of Arts. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Laura Taruso, who will receive her diploma on behalf of 93 candidates for the Master of Arts.
Fred Schwartzbach, Dean, Liberal Studies Program, Faculty of Arts and Science.
Mr. President, 178 outstanding candidates from the Liberal Studies program of the Faculty of Arts and Science will receive their degrees today. I have the great honor to present Ms. Melanie Wallner, who will receive her diploma on behalf of all the candidates for the Associate of Arts degree.
Charles N. Bertolami, Dean of the College of Dentistry, presenting the candidate for the master's degree in Global Public Health.
Mr. President, 24 candidates from the master's program in Global Public Health will receive their degrees today. The Global MPH is the first 5-school university degree at New York University. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Upal Basu Roy, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the Master of Public Health degree.
Ladies and gentlemen, Provost David W. McLaughlin.
To the formal conferral of degrees. In keeping with the tradition of New York University, we highlight this most important moment in our ceremony by the passing of the university torch, the symbol of learning, from a senior member of our academic community to the most junior. On stage now, holding the university torch, is Professor Norman Dorson, Counselor to the President, Stokes Professor of Law, and Director, Hayes Civil Liberties Program, School of Law. As President Sexton confers the degrees, the torch will be passed to the youngest baccalaureate member of the graduating class, Tanvir Rahim, 18 years old, College of Arts and Science. May I ask all of the candidates for degrees and certificates to now rise for the conferring of degrees in course by President Sexton.
Members of the class of 2009, through your successful efforts as certified by the recommendations of your deans, you have met the requirements of your respective schools and thus deserve to receive this hallmark of New York University. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of New York University, I admit you to the degrees and certificates for which you have been recommended. Congratulations to all.